Okay, we're live. Thank you for joining me. Today we have Monir and I from EZ Medical Device joining our company on our live streaming that we have every Friday at 12:30. Today's topic is going to be electronic IFUs or eIFUs. So thank you for joining us. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself? And if I mispronounce your name, my apologies. My pronunciation is very poor when it comes to French.
No problem. So my name is Monir and my name is not French.
My name is
more Moroccan because my parents
were Moroccan. Yes.
From origin, but yeah, my name is Monir and I. I'm the CEO of EZ Medical Device. So we are working as a consulting firm and also as authorized representative in Europe, UK, Switzerland, and we are also now starting also to develop some applications and yeah, so mainly trying to support medical device manufacturers and partnering also with partners like Rob Packard, like other companies for markets all over the world. So yeah, so mainly we are trying to be specialized in quality and regulatory affairs for medical devices.
Yeah, and I highly recommend anybody that is interested in learning more about quality or regulatory, particularly the CE marking regulations or UKCA or Switzerland specific requirements. Check out EZ Medical Devices podcast. Great video podcast, and you have some great guests, people that I personally know and trust for great advice. So you go right to the source a lot of times, so it's really helpful.
Exactly. So yeah, if anybody wants to check that, so you can go on the YouTube channel, they see EZ Medical Device, or they can find many anything on EZ Medical Device also on other platforms. So no worry, just check EZ Medical Device and you find it.
Yeah, you and I and the folks from Medical Device HQ have the highest rankings on YouTube, so they shouldn't have any trouble finding you.
Exactly.
And I am a subscriber to your channel. I probably watch your videos more than my own.
Okay. So
and now on YouTube, we can watch it on the big screen. You know, you get the 65-foot plasma.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's a big advantage. And yeah, I hope mainly the content is really helping all the listeners, because the objective is really educative content to provide really some information on how to do things and who to contact also. So the people that I'm trying to get also on the podcast are people that are mainly expert in their area. So they are really trying to give a lot of knowledge. So then they can also be your contact directly to go and work with them, because mainly they have really the knowledge to help you for your project.
Since we're here to talk about the EZ IFU product, I wanted to first point people to where they can find it. So if you type in EZ Medical Device, you'll have no trouble finding the Monir's website. And under the services tab is where you will find at the very top, I believe it is, the EZ IFU product or service. Did I give correct directions there, or do you want to clarify that?
No, it's exactly that. So okay. Good to know that. So, and you have also the website called ezifu.com directly, and then you can directly go there and register. So what is important also is platform. So what we try to do, because we are here really to help. So mainly we are providing a free first product account. So meaning that when you can register, you can already for free create a first eIFU for your products, and also mainly publish it and then have it available for in the market. So this is objective is just to let you see what it is mainly and how it is working, because this is also something that people are not really understanding. What is an eIFU? Is it just an Excel file or a Word file or PDF, etc.? There is really a lot behind this, because you have legislation to follow. But yeah, it's why we are trying really to help people to understand mainly how this is working, how mainly the platform is working. So we hope really that this will be helpful for everybody.
I put in the banner the EZ IFU domain, so that should help people. I notice you have 3 different pricings on there, so people are usually like, well, what does this cost?
Yeah.
I saw you had free, monthly, and annual. So could you describe what's
and we will change that. Yeah, we'll change that also. So mainly we have a free, which is, as I said, the one product test, mainly where you're checking products. And you have a second, which will be unlimited. Mainly you can have as many products as you want. So if you have, for example, 100 products, by having the second plan, which is monthly or annually, depends on which one you want to check. Mainly, you will get an unlimited price for, slots for products. And what we will be changing soon, I just said to people to wait, because we had a big conference recently in Cairo, where I was also informing people about that. I said, don't do any modification during that time. I don't want people to have any bugs while they are working to that. So yeah, we will have, because we have some customer that says, yeah, but this price is too high when we have, for example, 2 products or 3 products. And we say, okay, let's have an intermediate pricing, which will be per product until you arrive to, I think, 15 products. And then from 15 products, it will be unlimited, because then from the 15 products, it will be the same price if you take it unlimited or not. So it's mainly the idea of this, and we are trying really to make this working for everybody there.
That's a great idea, and I'm sure that a lot of the smaller companies will appreciate that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can you explain the story of like how you created this service? Because I didn't think of it, and I think it's a brilliant idea. And I'm like, I'm not even going to bother competing. Like, send them to Monir. He's got it.
So yeah, the idea rose 2 years ago, if I remember. So it was a customer. So it's always like that. My ideas comes like that. So we have ideas, but sometimes the ideas are not really interesting. I mean, they are interesting for us. So we have ideas. Oh, I'm sure it will be working and everything will be fine, etc. But here, this time, it's more a customer that came to us and explained to us, oh, we need to publish an eIFU, and they were pointing us to some of the other platforms that were also proposing this service. But the problem is that the price was really high for this platform. So it was like $500 or whatever per month. So at the end, we said, okay, what exactly it is? So then we started to look at many this platform, how it's working, what exactly is mentioned inside. And we find out, yeah, there are some rules in terms of, for example, cybersecurity. You have to have some cybersecurity with website, because mainly if it's an emergency, for example, and you have to get the eIFU quickly, if you are under a bug or your server is down, then you have a big trouble for the patient. So then there are some rules like cybersecurity rules where you have to prove that you have passed some cybersecurity testing. Plus you have also some, you have to have some backups. So it's why we have, for example, for EZ IFU, we have 3 server backups, which means that if one is down, there is one server that will send to another one, and then to another one. So the idea is mainly, anyway, if there is one server down, it's also that we have those servers in different countries. So if one is down because of country rules, mainly or something, there is 2 others that are still there. And we have also, when you saw all those rules that have to be applied, you have to have a risk management, you have to have a system for versioning, you have to have whatever. I mean, a lot of things that were mentioned on the legislation for that. And then we were thinking, I understand now that if you are a small company that are maybe having 1 or 2 IFUs to put on the website, it's maybe overkill, for example, to really create this website with this cybersecurity, all this system of backup, etc. And we thought that, yes, for big companies like Johnson & Johnson, for example, it's fine. They can do it by themselves because they have so many products that they can manage. But for small businesses like startups, we thought that, yeah, it will be an overkill. So mainly why we can create that for them, and then we can offer them this service where they will not have to think of all these things. Because at the end, when we go, for example, for an authority or notified body or anything, we will provide to them the validation report, we'll provide to them the certificates for cybersecurity, we'll provide to them everything so that they can show to the authorities that mainly it's working. So this is mainly the mission that we put in place, was mainly that we will be trying to help the customers about mainly putting these products on the this eIFU on service or on the website without, if I can say, having to put a big infrastructure for it. And the point here is that at the end, when they will create the eIFU on our system, they will receive what we call a QR code, and they will receive a URL, a small tiny URL. So it's a URL starting with ezifu.com/EMD001, for example. So it's really a small URL. And then they can take this URL and put it directly on their website. So no need to come directly to our website. They can put it directly on their website, which means that people will, when they click, they will arrive to our website directly with the IFU that is directly visible. And we have also a system that if you are paying on the payments, you can also make the look of the background of the menu like your look, with the color and with the logo of your company. So then you don't see EZ IFU, maybe just on the URL, but you don't see that on the website. So this is also something that can help also. And also the small thing is the QR code. We have this small thing in the middle of the QR code where we also authorized to put your logo also of your company, so then you don't see like our brand on it. But for the free version, you'll see EZ IFU logo, but not for the paid version, for example. So we try to make it also convenient for people on that. Yeah.
You really did a great job explaining that, because my next question was like, why can't I just put it on my own website? And you already covered that. And I'll recap it and correct me if I got something wrong. But number one was you have to have a backup, and most companies don't have multiple backup sites for the same URL. Second of all, you have to have some evidence that you've done cybersecurity testing or certification to show that it's a secure website, not just I put up a website, and not just that you have HTTPS. You really need to do a little bit more than that to show that you're maintaining the security of your site, because it's so easy to have problems with that and people hack your site. And then there are other additional requirements that they put in there about risk management and version control. I saw in your video, and you have like a 1 minute and 3 second video that is so great. It just shows you like a little story of you put the little QR reader code on the product, and then people scan that image, and it takes them right to the site, and it automatically gives them the most current version. And I noticed when you showed a little schematic of what it would look like on somebody's cell phone, I saw English on the top. So I assume there's a drop-down menu, so every single language that the company offers would be able to be accessed through the drop-down, correct?
Exactly, yeah. So when you will be looking, for example, I mean, people can go also on the website of EZ IFU, so ezifu.com, and in the middle there is a QR code, and there is also a URL code. So you can click on it, and this is the demo version of what will be looking like your eIFU, and you'll see that there will be there. We created multiple version of languages and also multiple version of inside the language. So it means that, for example, if you have, for example, a version 1 on your English version of IFU, if there is a typo only on the English version, but not on the French or German or whatever, but there is a typo on the English version, then you can move the English version to version 2, but keep the others to version 1. So you need to move everything. So we are separating that. So at the end, you'll see also the previous version, the new version, you see all the history for it. And we'll also improve that by adding also a comment of what was the exact change between version 1 and version 2 to see, for example, it was just a small change because of a typo or whatever, or it's a big change because we have replaced the chapter 5 by whatever. And this is maybe something that will be improved also on the system to have that. But mainly the idea of this is that you have the control as the manufacturer, so you control the back, if I can say, of what's happening in the back. You are creating the account. You start as the author of it to create an eIFU. So it means that you go on the platform, you pull the file, you inform about the product, etc., etc. And then you cannot publish it by yourself. So you have to send it first to somebody else on your team to review and approve and then publish. So that goes. So it's a 4 eyes principle that we are putting that there in place. So people then can be secure to say that there is a control over our company of who is creating and who is reviewing and who is approving, etc., etc. And then you can also, if you do a change, you can also then ask for a change again of the same IFU. So now you go from version 1 to version 2. So the author receives again the change, he put the new file on it, then he sends back again to review, approval, etc. So you have a full system of control, doc control on the back, because mainly it's also what the law requires, that you have really this versioning control that is in place.
For pricing, I know you said you're going to be having some changes. What I see now on there is 190 euros per month, and then a discounted price if you pay the annual fee.
Exactly.
Is it going up significantly, or you're just inserting an in-between price?
It will be, if I remember, I have to check with the team. I think it was the €19 or $19 per additional products per month. So, for example, the first product is €0. Then the second will be 19, approximately 19. Then the third will be 19 plus 19, so nearly 40, 38 euro, etc., etc. So until you arrive, I think, if I remember, to 15 products, and from 15 products, maybe 10 or 15, I have to make the calculation again. Then you now cannot add more products, and you have to switch to the monthly, the full fee, if I can say the monthly fee, because above that, we consider that it's sufficient. So there is no need to have more, paying more for more products to be unlimited, and you have the premium account, if I can say.
That's very reasonable pricing. I was even thinking the full price isn't that bad. Companies have to pay for authorized representatives, U.S. agents, and it's not all that different a pricing for that service. And oftentimes I'm charging clients extra money to review their labeling. So they probably, if they just use your checklist, they wouldn't need it.
Exactly. I mean, the checklist,
and that's built into this, right?
Exactly. So what we are doing now is that we have made this specific for, I mean, the checklist is specific for the EU MDR GSPR. So the GSPR is saying mainly what exactly you have to have there. But what we are doing is that we are trying now to move also to the requirements for US, the requirements for other regions, because we have also Australia, Japan, what I saw also maybe Vietnam or Thailand, I remember, that are also asking for that. Brazil also asking for that. So a lot of countries are now moving to the eIFU system, so, or willing to accept eIFU. So our idea is that instead of you creating 10 eIFU differently, one for Japan, one for this, one for that, let's find what are the requirements of all those countries and ask you to fulfill all those requirements, and then you are safe for all the countries. So no need for you then to have to create one specific for each country, etc., etc. You can still do it. It's just an extra thing to avoid all this logistic. Because what is also important with eIFU, when you are doing this check and everything, mainly is the fact that you are, say, if I can say, when you will place it there, you are on the safe side. Like you'll have a checklist there, so you'll have all the things that says yes, it's done, it's approved, etc. And at the same time, you will receive audit trail or audit report, many that will show this IFU was done at that time with this checklist, with this approver, this reviewer, etc., with all the timeline, etc. So this is also a document that you can show to a notified body or to an authority or even FDA to say, here is the audit trail of the creation of my thing. Here is the version 1 when it was created, the version 2, here is the changes, etc. So you can in one page have all the history of it, which will be helpful also during an audit. Instead of you trying to explain how things were moving or whatever, we just create this report, and then you can click on a button and you'll have it directly and show it to the authorities.
I have quite a few different European clients, and they have their own questions about labeling and IFUs. One of the common questions, like, how do I do a label for software as a medical device? And I explained to them on the About page or the splash screen, when you first open the product, you normally will see the name of the product, the version of the product, the address, the manufacturer. That's the label.
Exactly.
And if you just add your QR reader code for your IFU from EZ IFU, now they can just go right to that, and you don't have to embed it into your software and redo all your software validation just because you made a change to a typo on page 4.
Exactly. So normally, as you mentioned, so when you are starting your screen, there are sometimes some information on the software, so you can mention that there. And you have, yes, as you mentioned, also the About page where you can put all the legal information. I mean, if you have an iPhone, you go on the system of iPhone, and there is a page at the bottom like legal information, and then you can see there information for Europe, for Brazil, for whatever, and they put all the information there. So it's the same principle. You put all the information in this About page, and then you can also create maybe on the menu one tab called Instruction for Use, or manual of use. And then when you click on it, it will directly arrive to the EZ IFU, for example, page where you have all the details and all the information there. And as you mentioned, this is also critical to not make the change directly on the software inside, because then you'll have a new version of software. And when you have a typo, it means that, again, redoing a new version, redoing a new thing, etc., which can be a problem. So yeah, making that external. But it's also possible. I have seen a lot of manufacturers do the software manual inside the software, which makes it like maybe nice to look and everything. But yeah, it's also a strategy that people have to choose. Do they want to make it inside and with the risk of changing that more often, or they want to make it external, and then you have to have all the securities that we talked about. And even on their software, they have to have their securities also, because the risk that they try to avoid with the eIFU is the cyber attack, mainly where you can or remove the IFU, so then you cannot have the information anymore, or even take the IFU, make some changes to it and put it again, which can create really a lot of damage, because if you follow then what is on the new hacked IFU, this can be really a problem for you. So it's why they ask also all those cybersecurity testing before you can really publish everything.
How long does it take? Like, so if I create an account on the website, roughly how long should I expect it to take me? If I already have a label, how long should it take me to go through the process to get my first one up on your website?
So there is, as soon as you have 2 people on your team, so you create the first account, you create the second account, then from there, the only document that you need to have is the IFU itself. So it's the IFU in a PDF format. As soon as you have that, it will take 5 minutes maybe, or 6 minutes to create that. It depends how you are speedy, if I can say, on uploading and putting everything. So it's not taking too much time, as long as you have already the 2 persons that are available, and that as soon as the first one is filling the information of the product, placing the IFU inside the system, sending for review, then the reviewer is receiving that. The reviewer checks everything is fine, then it's accept. Then he approves the thing. Then it goes back, or it goes back to the author for publishing, or it stays with the reviewer and they will publish. You define mainly the rule that you want to apply. And as soon as it's published, it's public to everybody. You receive your QR code and your URL, and you can send that to everybody. So 5 minutes or less if you want to do that. And the additional thing that I didn't tell you about EZ IFU is that there is also a module for the creation of the label, which means that you will arrive to the label section. Now you'll create a label for this product that we are talking about. So you have to answer a lot of questions. Is my product sterile? Is my product a measuring function, whatever, IVD, etc. So, and then it will place all the symbols from the standard, from the ISO standards. Then automatically on it will place your legal manufacturer symbol with the name of the legal manufacturer. If you have an importer, if you have an authorized representative, all the information will be there. Even the UDI code, they will place that there. Plus, they will ask a question: do you have an eIFU? Is it internal to EZ IFU or external to EZ IFU? And then they will place the QR code and the URL directly on the label. So it means that you create your eIFU, and if you want to use it directly now on your products, you can directly go and create your label, and then you print the label and you put it on your products, and then you have everything also available there with all the information that should be normally on your product. So if you want to create also a label, because you don't know what looks like a label for your product, then you can also go there, you answer all the questions, and you have the label already ready.
I think that you've really done a fantastic job here, and adding the label was a logical extension. Rather than keep on explaining things to people and tell them more and more about it, the simplest way I think to do this is you offer a free account. We put the domain address right up there. Just put that into your browser, log in, create your own free account, try it out, put in one label, and you will be very happy.
Exactly. Just one thing. So when they create the account, because we had a lot of tweaks with people, usually they have to receive an email for verification of their account. So what's happening is that sometimes this email goes to the spam, so then they don't receive it. So I ask people, please verify also your spam and approve this email address to your whitelist mainly, so that all the emails coming from this will be received. Because it's also something where we are notifying you for anything. For example, when there is a change of your IFU, by somebody that maybe is on the team, then you receive an email saying, oh, you have been changed on that. But we are also thinking of a lot of other additional features that we are working on now. For example, we had the idea of why should I, for example, when you have a manual, MRI manual or scanner manual, whatever, when you have to search from some information, we said, why do we have to look at all the pages and everything? Why cannot we use an AI tool that will be interrogating directly the IFU? Can I use this product for a pediatric? Can I use this product on this condition? What is the warning about this product, etc., etc., or contraindication? And then it can tell you directly, because you read the IFU, it knows exactly what is inside, and then directly tells you. So it will avoid you searching for hours or for a certain moment this. But we have also thought about blind people. Maybe we can take this IFU and make it read by an AI tool also that will be reading it, which then the blind people can also directly hear this information. And we have also, for the lazy people that don't want to read at all, we want also to include a feature to make videos also. So manufacturers, they can also create videos of their product, how it's working, what should do this and that. And then they can put that inside, which means that when you will scan this QR code, I mean, in the future, we are working on that, then they can or check the AI part or interrogate the IFU, or have a sound of it or reading of it, or directly see a video. Maybe they will click just on the video and the video will appear, do this, do that, first step one, do this, etc., etc. So this is mainly the features that we are working on the next step. But the idea here is not just to look at what the legislation is asking. It's more to what exactly the user wants to see, wants to do. And me, I love those video instruction for use. Last time, for example, we had a table to assemble. To be honest, it's a nightmare just to look at this assembly with this part goes with this part with this. No, this guy or this company already made a video of it. So somebody that is showing on YouTube how to assemble the table, step one, do this, take this product, do that. So I just followed what they are telling me. I don't need to read anything or to struggle of which screw, which table, which thing. No, everything was there, and I loved it. So that's why I'm saying, why don't we do that also for IFU and make the life of people more easier to use those products? Say, click on this button if you don't want to start it, then click on this button if you want to do something else. And this is mainly the idea of future IFUs also, to make them videos.
That's awesome. That will definitely be a cool product to look at. We're running out of time here. So as I said to everybody, click on the link there or follow the link to the website, create your own account, check your phone for spam in case it went to spam folder instead of your inbox, and try out the product with your first label and see if you like it. And I'm sure you will. Thank you very much, Monir, and I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.